everybody is doing well. I hope you all had a good, restful winter break. I did for the most part. I'll go over kind of what I did over break. We're going to start today off a little easy. It's the first day back, and I didn't want to. Originally, I was going to do something related to the next text we're going to read, but we'll start that tomorrow. So it's going to take me a while to get used to the new schedule, which I will show you in just a little bit. But I figured first we would start off the way I like to normally start things off with some music. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So the song is called Come Join Us. It's by Bad Religion. So it's a punk rock song, but if I sound terrible, I'm a little out of practice, but here we go. So you say you got no other workers around, and you can't find the truth in the city you found. You're just scared, cause evil bounds, come and join us. Well, I heard you were looking for a way to fit in, full of veteran people with a similar to death. Family you can come to and call brethren, come join us. All we want to do is change your mind, turn it into one of our own kind. Come join us, come join us, come and join us. Don't you see the trouble that most people are in? They just want you for their own advantage, but I swear to you we're different from all of them. Come and join us. But I tell you we're looking for a way to live, where truth is determined by consensus, fully codified arbitrary directives. Come and join us. All we want to have is your small mind, turn it into one of our own kind. You can go through life adrift alone, desperate, translate on your own, but we're looking for a few more stalwart clones. Come join us, come and join us, come and join us. Independence of attendant revolutionary, intellectual brains from this colony. If you're not one of the new us already, then come join us. Come and join us. Come and join us. Come join us. Come and join us. Well, I was a little rusty, but that's all good. Like it says in the slide here, don't be afraid to be an intellectual. I think something that we need now more than ever, and I think the moments of the last few weeks have shown us that we need more people who are thinking, using evidence, using clear thought, and thinking ahead. I think it's good for everybody to think with their minds and not just think with their gut and their actions. So I think this is something that we should all be taking to heart right now. Is that the kind of issue in our, I feel like, not just our country, I think the whole world. I think that a lot of people are like down on being smart, and I think like that people have a negative view of people who are being intelligent, and people have a tendency to like say, oh well, if you're intellectual then that's the bad thing, because I don't know why that is, but I just feel like that there's this anti-intellectualism, and I don't want you guys to be like that. I don't want you guys to be afraid to be smart. I don't want you to have a negative view of people who are intelligent or like use their brain. um, I know I'm kind of rambling about this, but I really do feel passionately about it. But anyways, I'm going to move on. I'm going to get off my soapbox and talk to you guys about what I've been up to a little bit. So I did start my master's program last week. So the last week I've been doing homework already. I've written, we have to do discussions just like you guys. Is it sounding muffled for anybody else? Is anybody else having issues hearing me? Just out of curiosity. Somebody said that I sounded muffled, so okay. try something real quick. Does it sound better now that I unplugged the mic?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. All right. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Anyways, I started my master's program last week. So I've read about 80 pages of, it's kind of harder to see it right now because of the green screen effect, but it's called English Studies. So I've read about 80 pages of that. I'm getting ready to write. Basically, I do a new class once a month. So every month I do a different class for this, and I'll be done in November. And so the end product of this class that I'm in right now, I have to write about a page paper. So I'll be doing that. I'll be starting that probably this week. And just so you guys know what I'm writing about, just I like to share. So the essay that I'm going to be writing about is going to be it's called Orientalism, which is like where you look at another culture and you like basically people like make it more mythical and exotic sounding than it really is. And I'm actually going to be talking about how food shows actually do that, how they make other cultures seem different than like the traditional American culture and how that's a bad thing. So I'm going to be talking about that in my essay. So anyways, I'll share it with you guys when I'm done writing it. So that way you guys can kind of see like what I've been working on. Just a reminder that this is the new schedule. So today you have me for half an hour. You have all your half-hour classes today. This is basically the Monday schedule is essentially the same as last semester. So that doesn't change. What changes is a Tuesday through Friday schedule. So we are no longer starting at 30. We are starting at 8 a.m. So it's important for you guys to be on time tomorrow at 8 a.m. So you will have me on Tuesday and Thursday. Then you're going to go to second period and third period. I know this is confusing. I wish they hadn't done it this way. I know it was like you're used to doing 1, 3, 5, and 2, 4, 6, but they did this because it's so you'll have periods 1, 2, and 3 tomorrow because some teachers travel. And with students eventually coming back this semester, hopefully, fingers crossed, some teachers have to like go from this school to the other school. And so they try to make it to where they could do that. So yeah, the targeted support group, I will be contacting people this week. I will be contacting people. Mostly it's going to be people who did not pass last semester. It won't be everybody, but it will be some people. And yes, you will be expected to go from 1:30 to 3. I can't have everybody who didn't pass, but I'm going to be, and eventually these people will be coming on campus too. These will be the first people back on campus because obviously distance learning was, a challenge for some people. And we want to make sure that, we give you the tools and the resources necessary in order to pass. So, and obviously if you start passing this semester, you could probably be taken off of that list. But again, like I said, right now we're going to be starting with virtual targeted support groups, but I will give you guys more information on that as the week progresses because there's still stuff that I'm still learning that some of the teachers are trying to figure out too about this. This is a whole new thing. But the important thing is be in my class at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and then you'll have second and third period tomorrow. Wednesday, you'll have fourth, fifth, and sixth period. And then so just, again, it's going to be a little different. I will post this. I will make sure that you guys have access to this. In fact, I'm pretty sure they sent this on Remind this morning. So you should all have it already. But anyways, any questions about the schedule other than the target support group? Like I said, I wish I had more information about that for you, but I do not. But I will be calling people who are going to be part of the group support. And again, that's basically going to be an online format. You'll be in my Zoom room working on stuff for this class, and I'll be here to help you in a more one-on-one. Yeah, you could take a screenshot. Hold on, let me pose first. Hey, wait, there we go. Hopefully you got me with a thumbs up. But anyways, so yeah, so just 8 a.m. The nice thing is that you guys will be done earlier. So you guys will be done at 12:40, and I know it's kind of crazy. It's like you're going to basically be going until like lunch, and then at 12:40 though you'll be done. If as long as you're not part of the targeted group support, you're basically done for that day. So you guys will actually get out. You'll start half an hour early, but you'll get out a couple hours earlier than you had been. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so just really quick, I'm going to be talking about what we're going to be reading. So we are going to be starting Shakespeare, which I know a lot of you, I could almost hear your groans, your moaning, your whining, whatever it is. But I want to assure you that we're going to get through it. Shakespeare is not the worst thing in the world. It's actually kind of funny. I actually wrote in for my master's class about how my master's program class about how Shakespeare should be optional for English majors. But that being said, I do think that there's a lot of benefit to reading Shakespeare. So I do want you guys to not freak out. I'm going to make this as painless as possible. But also too, it is enjoyable. And the reason why we read Shakespeare today is because even after over 400 years later, so yeah, Aaron, I mean, as you've kind of seen like last semester, even though there was sync and async time, I still had you guys basically stay on during class. So I don't think that there's going to be like asynchronous time to where you guys get out. Like they want you guys to basically stay on the entire time. And I think that's kind of like the consent and the conceit of you guys staying on, getting out earlier, is that it's going to be more direct instruction. But like I said, for my class, the way it's still going to operate is that I will still probably give you guys about like half hour of lecture, half hour to 45 minutes, depending on how long it is. And I will try not to talk your ears off. But a lot of my class is you guys actually doing things. So you guys will listen to podcasts as homework still. You will watch videos as homework. And most of the lessons that you get are going to be from my podcast and my YouTube. When you guys come to class, it'll be stuff like you'll be working on your essay. That way, if you have questions, I'm here to help you. And I could kind of like monitor, see where you're at. So that's going to be the benefit of, again, my class is that I try to make it to where the homework is easy and the work we do in class is the more difficult part of it. That way I can help you guys. But let me get back to Shakespeare real quick. So some of the themes and topics that come up in a lot of his plays are love, as you guys did. Did you guys do Romeo and Juliet, or did the whole world collapse before you guys did that? I'm not sure exactly. It's been like 4 or 5 years since I've taught freshman English. I don't know where you guys were. You guys did do Romeo and Juliet? Okay. So obviously you guys saw the love, hate, family feuds that existed and stuff. Obviously, as we all know, that's stuff that still goes on today. Teenagers, is it lust? Is it love? Obviously, that was something that you guys, I'm sure, talked about. Sexism is a big thing that happens. And when I used to teach Romeo and Juliet, we read Romeo and Juliet looking for at a feminist point of view, which is basically looking at the role of women in Shakespeare. Tyranny is what we're going to be talking about in Julius Caesar, which is the play that we're going to be reading. And again, I will be giving you guys a digital copy to help you guys with that. Many of his stories have been referenced, so they've been, or in some cases, retold. There's been movies that have been done that are like a modern retelling of his stories. So for the tragedy of Julius Caesar, this play is used to compare what we would say tyrants. In the chat, do you guys know what tyrants are, or if you guys want to unmute? Either way. Do you know what a tyrant is when somebody says that? Okay, somebody said no. Does anybody else? Anybody have any idea about what the word tyrant means? Like if I say you're a tyrant, what does that mean? Okay, Desi's got it. Fernando, you're close, but it's something about the ruler. Kathleen, good. Desi, you were right. I think you had it, so I think that was good. So yeah, Yeah, Ryan, very good. Abuse of power. That's a great way to. Yes, Alexander. A lot of times they are a villain, but a tyrant is when somebody has like too much power. A lot of times, a dictator would be viewed as a tyrant, somebody who is unfair to their people, does not give control. So we're going to talk about whether or not Julius Caesar is a tyrant or not, but a lot of times he is viewed as being potentially a tyrant. And people have actually used this play in order to, like, when people disagree with their current government, they'll show this play and they'll actually they'll make Julius Caesar like a modern version of a politician that they don't like. So for example, our two most recent presidents, Trump and Obama, both people have been portrayed as Julius Caesar. So they've done a play version of Julius Caesar where Julius Caesar looked like Trump or one looked like Obama. And so like it obviously, if it was like a Democrat, it would be of Trump. If it was a Republican, it would have been of Obama. So it's basically to voice their displeasure with the current government, to talk about why they well, Ryan, again, we're going to talk about that. I don't want to give my explanation. I want you guys to talk about it, and I want to hear what your guys' opinion are as we read it. Again, it could be either way. There's no right or wrong answer for that, and that's obviously one thing that I love about English. I love to argue, and there's no right or wrong answer. You just have to kind of try to prove your point the best you can. The names can get confusing. There's a lot of there's like 6 characters that all have names that start with the letter C, and so that gets kind of confusing, but I'll try to make it easy for you guys to memorize. Plus there's like a little bit of a at the beginning of the play, there's like a list of characters and like who they're affiliated with, like are they on Caesar's side, are they against Caesar? So again, we'll figure it out. So for semester 2, we have 10 minutes left in class. There's a discussion on Canvas that you guys need to do. It's called Welcome Back Semester 2. It has a little microphone emoji there too. I just also wanted to remind you guys, because in some of my other classes, I'll be getting new students. I don't have any new students in this class. But late work policy is 2% deduction for every day it's late. So for example, the discussion is due today. So if you turn it in tomorrow, you can still get 98%, which is still a very high A, which is good. I try to be very lenient about my late work. Obviously, if you don't do it, you're not going to get the points for it. But again, I try to make it as lenient as possible because these are very challenging times. I know that we have technology issues, so I try to be lenient because of that as well. Make sure that you guys are checking remind messages, just because I utilize remind a lot and I want you to be up to date with all the information for my class. And obviously, if you have questions, that's the best way to get a hold of me. Listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos. There probably will not be well, Leah, you weren't here on time, so I will change it and make sure that I mark you as here. But yes, make sure that you guys are on time. So again, class started at 10 a.m. this morning, and you are going to be starting class at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So make sure you guys are all on time. But anyways, getting back to this, I'm probably going to be posting a podcast for next week. So there won't be any podcasts that you have to listen to. The only one you have to listen to is if you wanted extra credit. I posted my interview with Peter Cooper, the author of Metamorphosis. So you had to listen to that and write a paragraph and submit that to Canvas. You could still do that tonight. If you guys noticed on Canvas, the due date was technically today. So if you still want extra credit to start off the semester on a good foot, listen to my podcast with him, write a paragraph about it, and you'll get some extra credit. But there will be a podcast later this week that you will need to listen for next week. Okay, but the discussion on Canvas is just about how was your winter break and what are your feelings about this current semester. Some of you guys did a great job and you did great the entire semester. For those of you who were those people, just keep it up and make sure that you're continuing to do the things that made you successful in the first semester. Those of you who are not successful or not as successful as you wanted to be, again, the biggest thing is just making sure that you're doing stuff when we do it. If you do the work when we're supposed to be doing it, like right now, like during class, you'll be fine. Just do it when you're supposed to do it and you won't have to worry about anything. It's when you start to like get distracted with other things that you tend to like fall off the grade cliff. And also just message me if you're confused about something. Most of you know that I'm fairly approachable. I'm not usually a jerk, only when I need to be, but I try not to be a jerk. So just message me if you guys need anything. Does anybody have